Hello, man. Welcome to another episode of the Urban Minds Podcast, Political Edition. Today, man, we're going to discuss some of the latest, as always, the latest news in politics, and how it affects the urban communities and the communities abroad. Again, I'm your host, Harry Jay Hicks. I want to welcome everybody in. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for my followers, man. Thanks to my followers. Thanks to the donators and those of you who haven't donated yet. You can always donate at h.hicks 1976, and that's at PayPal. Again, at PayPal at h.hicks 1976 at PayPal. And again, I want to thank to all of my donors, man, and those of you who can donate monetarily. You can always like, share, comment, subscribe to the podcast. I'm on Apple Podcasts. I'm on Apple Podcasts. You can catch me on YouTube at Harry Hicks 9952. I'm on Pandora. Of course, Facebook, Instagram. My Instagram is Harry Hicks 913. Again, that's Harry Hicks at Harry Hicks 913. Yeah, you can find me almost everywhere, man. And I'm just trying to give you the latest news, man, whether it's on politics, entertainment, the community, as well as sports, man, the best way that I can. Again, man, I hope everybody's putting their higher power first. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say I love y'all, man. Before we get started, thanks, man, for all the support. Again, you can download these episodes from castos.com. I'm just about everywhere, and I appreciate all the support. Today, man, we're going to get into some good politics, man, some politics in the urban community, the latest politics as they come out. And this is from this morning. Everything I try to do, man, is always up to date, legit. Uh, you try to get y'all to hear it first, man, just from an urban perspective. And the first article I'm going to talk about, man, is they're saying they're Xing Latin X. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing they say they want to do, man. They want to exit Latinx, and it's going to be changed to Latine. That's Latine. That's for the LGBTQ community. You know, they're saying they're exiting Latinx, man. It says city controller Brad Lander has switched from Latinx to Latine to be more inclusive of queer Latinx communities. So that's we're gonna get into that, man. So we're gonna get into that. We got some more stuff to get into, but this is definitely one of the latest articles. It said New York Mayor Eric Adams isn't feeling well, and will have a limited public schedule this week to make time for doctor's appointments and medical tests. Deputy Mayor for Communications Fabian Levy said in a surprise Sunday night statement. So yeah, Mayor Adams, of course, Mayor Adams facing some backlash for the robbery case. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on in the world, a lot going on in here, right here in New York City. Like they said Levy declined to share more about the mayor's health. Like every other New Yorker, Mayor Adams has a right to privacy when it comes to personal matters, he said. But we will continue to communicate in the unlikely event he is unable to fully discharge his duties on any particular day. If Adams is unable to fill his role as mayor, First Deputy Mayor Maria Torres Springer will step in temporarily. And it's they're saying that the mayor is not doing well right now. We don't know to the extent how bad it is or how bad his health is. Of course, they want to protect his privacy. We just hope the best for him or whatever. And it says, man, it says Brand Lander has the X in Latinx. The New York City controller and candidate for mayor declared in September his office would embrace the term Latine. Again, that's Latine, Latine, because it represents evolving language that more accurately reflects the range of backgrounds and gender identities encompassed by the diverse and sprawling Latin diaspora. The conclusion was included in a statistical report Lander released on New York's Latine population. The first 2 pages define terms and explain the office's use of Latine, a growing but niche term referring to people of any gender with origins in Latin America. So yeah, they're changing the name, man. They're changing the name from Latinx to Latin. So we gonna stay tuned for that. So it's they're saying that Latinx has gotten the most heat, and it's been denounced by some Democrats who say most people don't use the term. So it's a little issue they got over that, man. So they're changing it from Latinx, so they're trying to from Latinx to Latin. That's from the LGBTQ community. Like before they were going by Latinx. So we're gonna stay on top of that story, man. Another story I want to get into, man, and then the tough week that the Democratic Party had last week. After Trump was sworn in, as the president, a lot's been going on, man. A lot of bills have been signed. A lot of executive orders have been signed. A lot of people saying that he's trying to disclude. I don't want to say include. He's trying to disclude the black and brown communities from achieving anything, a lot of things during his campaign, his presidency. So we're gonna like I said, we're gonna stay on top of all of this, man. I'm glad to have y'all in again, and it's saying, man, it said hello from Minneapolis, where my moribund Colts are definitely not. Okay, so this is somebody talking about the Colts, and but it says Senate Democrats have zigzagged and on their cabinet confirmation votes. Of course, not all nominees are equal, but they are clearly divided over tactics in responding to Trump's program. While no Democrats voted to confirm Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Democratic Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, Tim Kaine of Virginia, Andy Kim of New Jersey, Gary Peters of Michigan, Jeanne Shaheen of New Hampshire, and Elissa Slotkin of Michigan all chose to back former South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem for DHS. She was confirmed yesterday in a 59-34 vote. Soon after her Thursday confirmation hearing, they'll have to make similar decisions about Tulsi Gabbard as Trump's director of national intelligence. So yeah, the Vice President Vance was the one that broke the tiebreaker. And like I said, it's a slim chance now. And again, I'm going to go on to say that okay, even though Donald Trump is the president, it's still congressman. You know what I'm saying? You have to vote. People have to be voted through the Senate. Meaning that even though the Republicans only have a very small majority lead in the Senate, in the House right now, so uh, all these votes can go either way, man. But Pete Hegseth was sworn in. He had a lot of issues that a lot of people didn't agree with. Um, he have some. A lot of people say he says, especially from the black community, man, black and brown community, stating that he's racist, and he's definitely they think he's going to follow Trump's racial agenda, and a lot of people are upset over this DEI situation, man. The DEI situation, we've seen big stores like Target has already rolled back from the DEI situation, man. Like they're not part of the program no more. They're leaving the DEI program. So yeah, so we have to, like I said, it's going to be it's going to be a serious 4 years of Donald Trump, man, for a lot of us. And again, we have to see which way this thing goes once these orders and bills are implemented into our society. You know, again, like the first 100 days is a telling for a lot of the candidates. That's when everybody's trying to get a grip on certain issues and things of that nature. But I think it's too the politics are becoming too partisan now. So it's like you either with us or you're not. If you're a Democrat, like you see, no Democrat voted for Pete Hegseth, which a lot of people think is rightfully. What I mean, was more than right because of his background. What I mean, and the type of individual he is. What I'm saying. So a lot of people don't, especially the Democrats. You know, a lot of Democrats don't think that even some Republicans. So we don't have to see how this work out. And say to assess how week one of Trump 2.0 went for Democrats, Playbook reached out to Representative Pat Ryan from New York, the Iraq War veteran who won his D1 district in Hudson Valley by 14 points while outperforming Kamala Harris by double digits. Ryan wrote a thread on X yesterday that struck a relatively optimistic note at a time when he concedes his fellow Democrats are feeling down right now. He argued that his party set the terms of the fight ahead. You know, it said Ryan, who has espoused what he calls patriotic populism in response to the MAGA movement, argued that the major mistake Trump made was lining up tech titans in front of his own cabinet at his inauguration. He goes on to say, man, in his first week, Trump did absolutely effing nothing to lower costs for anybody, and he gave a tremendous amount of love to his billionaire cronies, starting very much with, I think, what should be the defining and lasting image of his presidency, which is who sat in the front row swearing in ahead of his own cabinet, Ryan told us. And a lot of people saying Trump are in bed with a lot of these techs, of course, Elon Musk and people like that, man, you know what I mean? They're saying that, and of course, like I said, and I think what a lot of people, you know, my opinion on why a lot of people vote for Donald Trump was they was thinking about money. You know, right now, man, a lot of people are going through a hard time financially, and they feel that Trump, being that who he is, will generate money into our economy, into our households. You know, and that's why I think a lot of people went with Trump. You know what I mean? And then the Democrats didn't make it any better because they were. It was like the migrant crisis really hurt the Democrats' campaign. The migrant crisis and things like that, man. I think that was one of the big issues, and a lot of people feel like their money was being not being was being spent elsewhere, where it could have been, especially in the inner cities. You know, especially in the inner cities. You know, a lot of people feel that the migrant uh, the migrants had our taxes high. You know what I'm saying? Which the taxes was higher than it ever been. One of the highest fiscal years there's ever been. So yeah, a lot of people feel that the Democrats pretty much lost the election. They don't feel that Trump won it. They just feel that Democrat lost. And a lot of people, of course, feel that money Trump could generate some money into our households. You know, and Ryan goes on to say, man, some of his own constituents from whom his office worked to get the tickets to the argument were turned away. You know, so it was like if you gave $1 million and you flew in on probably a private jet, you were warmly welcomed to the VIP reception and front row seats. That to me is the story here. So that's why I was saying a lot of people think Trump is more concerned about the money instead of some a lot of our issues, a lot of our policies in this country. So you know, like I said, he's just getting started. It's been only a week, so we have to find out. The Democrats feel that they um, are definitely going to have a tough 4 years with Donald Trump, especially in the cabinet and in the House. You know what I'm saying, with Congress and things of that nature. You know, and like I said, as the presidency go on, I'm speaking for as Donald Trump. As the presidency go on, you know, you make enemies and you make, you know what I'm saying, you make friends and you make foes. So we're going to see how many of, because we already seen with the choice of Pete Hegseth, a lot of Republicans are not too fond of that choice. If it wasn't for Vance, the vice president, who broke the tie, Pete Hegseth would not have been in the position he was in. So we're gonna have to see, man, how this is gonna turn out, and how if Trump's gonna make more friends or more enemies by the time his next, you know what I mean, by the end of this campaign, you know. So, excuse me. But yeah, that's a huge issue, you know, and a lot of the Democrats are not too fond of it, man. And it's like I said, they made it about race. I think the race played a huge part. I think, like I said, Trump played the race card. And then again with the money, a lot of people thinking he's going to generate money. You know what I mean? So we're going to see, man. We're going to see what's how this is gonna, uh, and of course the deportations, ICE is really ICE has arrived, man. Uh, about this the immigration, the immigration situation, man, in this country is a huge issue. You know, it's a very huge issue, man. It said they're here. The Justice Department joined immigration and other federal agent officials in Chicago on Sunday to carry out the Trump administration's deportation operation in a move publicized on social media alongside TV psychologist Dr. Phil, who was embedded in the action. It says anxiety on the ground. Immigration advocates started getting phone calls at 6 a.m. from residents seeing officials in their neighborhood who appeared to be ICE agents, according to the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights. There are a lot of folks who are scared, but people also know not to open their doors. They know to call a lawyer and they know to call the hotline. Knowing their rights is empowering, said spokesman Brandon Lee. You know, and like I said, they're Chicago, you know what I'm saying, definitely New York, California, or these inner cities. You know, a lot of ICE agents are starting to move in now, and they're trying to. They're gonna have real strict immigration laws. And, you know, and like I said, that was a huge part of Trump's campaign. You know, that was one of his biggest issues. That was one of the top three issues of his campaign with the migrant crisis and the immigration laws in this country they're trying to change. So, you know, it says the Fed's goal is to target potentially dangerous criminal aliens, according to the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The agency says it enlisted the help of the FBI, ATF, DEA, CBP, and the U.S. Marshal Service, and possible indication that the White House wants to work quickly. So, like I said, yeah, they're working quickly on this issue. They're definitely not wasting any time with trying to get the immigrants out of the country. You know, especially starting with the undocumented immigrants. They're trying to take away the birthright law and everything. So it's like, you know, it's huge, man. It's huge with how they're handling the immigration. You know, and my thing is, I just want to know what's going to change after they take care of this problem. Like, what is that going to do for the urban community? Is my thing. Like, are we going to get? They're saying that, like Trump said during his campaign, black jobs are the so-called black jobs coming back to our communities. Like you know, I think it's deeper than that. You know, I think it's deeper than that, and it's not only because they're going after all immigrants. It's not just the the Latin countries. They're going like Mexico and places like that. They're going after the African immigrants as well. So it's like and I think what the Republicans issue is, they're feeling like the country is coming too diverse. You know, it's too much diversity, and you know, because for the longest this was black, white, and pretty, you know, and small Native Americans population. And then the Spanish settlers started coming in. They started letting the Spanish in or whatever. So yeah, so it's like I think that's what it is. It's becoming too diverse, and they feel like that's going to take away from their power. Some of their power, the powers that be, feel like it's going to take away. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I think it's a deeper agenda than the money situation. I think they throw the money out there because, of course, everybody wants money. Everybody feels that they need money. You know, and of course, this country in America, you have to have money to survive, pretty much. You know, so yeah, that's what I think it is, man. I think that's a part of it. You know, and it goes on to say, man, acting deputy Attorney General Emma Bove, who was in Chicago along the White House border, Czar Tom Homan called it a critical mission to take back our community. He also urged local officials to help, echoing a warning from a memorandum last week. We will use all available tools to address obstruction and other unlawful impediments to our efforts to protect the homeland, he said in a statement. So yeah, see, that's what I said. They saying they want to take back the communities. Uh, and I said it like this, like, where do that leave the urban communities? You know, where do that leave us? Where does that leave the people that's living in the inner cities? Are they gonna because once the immigrants are gone, so to speak, who you think they're gonna come after next? That's where I'm like what's gonna be the okay, we say we're gonna solve the problem. Now what's gonna be the after effects of that? Like how is this country planning to make these urban communities safer, more where we can strive in our communities. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's basically what it's about. Are they going to continue? Are they going to ramp up mass incarceration as they did before? Is that coming back during the Bill Clinton era? So what's going to happen to the urban communities once they tackle that issue? Where are they going to go then? Like, what's going to be the game plan after that? That's my concern, But yeah, we're going to see, man, how this turns. It says Pritzker reiterated he supports federal efforts to deport violent criminals. If that's who they're picking up, we are all for it. It said why he finds quite disturbing that they're going after people who are law abiding, who are holding down jobs, who have families here, who may have been here for a decade or 2 decades, and they're often our neighbors and our friends. So that's what a lot of the Democrats and a lot of other the migrant advocates, you know what I'm saying, the immigration advocates are talking about. They're saying that they're going after the people that's been here, that's established, and they're just rounding everybody up. If you're from and sometimes if you're an immigrant, period, that's why they're saying they're rounding everybody up, taking them, questioning them, whether that's just questioning them, interrogating them, and or they're just outright deporting them. So so yeah, it's a big issue, man, and we're gonna stay on top of that topic. We're gonna stay in, like I'm just trying to keep everybody in the know, man, because like I said, politics now in this country, you really have to pay attention to, because back in the day they could just tell you anything, but you know what I mean. In the agenda now, when people are telling you who they are, that's who they are, and we have to pay attention to these politics, and because our communities are going to be the ones that's affected by it, and in order for us to protect our communities, or to help our communities grow and thrive and be successful, we have to put the right people in office where we can get certain things done. You know what I'm saying? So just always keep that in your mind, man. This right now is the time to really pay attention to American politics as well as social issues around the world, because you have to stay in the know. Um, and it's about our communities, it's about our households and our communities, and that's what it's about. And that's why I'm trying to bring here on the Urban Minds podcast. It's giving to you the best way I can, the latest news, man, and just try to help our communities thrive, and trying to figure out the issues within our community and how to solve the problem. And again, man, I want to thank you all for tuning in to another episode, man, of the Urban Minds Podcast, Political Edition. If y'all have any, you can always comment. Like I said, you can find me everywhere, man. Apple Podcasts, um, YouTube. Just type in the Urban Minds Podcast and you'll find me, man. The Urban Minds Podcast, hosted by Jay Hicks. And again, man, if you want to donate, you can go to PayPal and just donate at H.Hicks 1976. Again, you can go to PayPal and donate at H.Hicks 1976, man. Your donations are I'm thankful for the donations. I'm thankful for the people who've already donated. And it's about helping the community, man. And you can donate as much as $1. It don't have to be. I'm not looking for no big donations. Whatever I could do to spread the word, keep this podcast running. You know what I'm saying, and help the best way I can in our community. As well as our country. And again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. You can catch this podcast again, man, on at YouTube at Harry Hicks 9952. Remember, you can catch me on YouTube at Harry Hicks 9952. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to the podcast, to the YouTube channel. And again, man, I love and peace always. I love y'all. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, and I appreciate everybody, man, for all the support. Don't forget to comment on this podcast, man. Let me know what y'all think about the articles that we talked about. Again, man, remember, love and peace always. Peace.